Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei. Today we're going to be talking about the Ultimate Minecraft event, update number 3 technically. I've done this twice before, once on the main channel about almost 2 years ago, and one on the second channel, this channel, last year. So, I don't actually remember the results from either of these. We're gonna look back at the end to compare, you know, the current roster versus what I made in the past. But if you haven't already seen over the past couple of days, I don't know exactly how this upload frequency schedule will go because it is all pre-recorded. I uploaded some videos ranking the PvP games, the team games, and the movement games, and I'm gonna make a roster from all the games, so including the party games and the finale here, to make the ultimate event, but now updated again, because I think in this video I had, I don't think I included Pandoras Box at the time. In this video I didn't include Mayhem at the time, and now we include everybody who I've played, okay? Because I'm not going to include events that I don't know about, I guess. That wouldn't really make sense. I can't really rank a game if I don't know how it works, or how it functions, or how fun it is, or etc. Anyways, let's get started with probably the easiest answer off rip. Dodgebolt has to be in as the finale. We're going to have a finale game in this ultimate event, and Dodgebolt is just the best pick, really, out of all the finale games. I don't think any of the other finale games are bad, but I don't think they come close to the pure game design of Dodgebolt. I understand some people may disagree because of how much Dodgebolt we've seen. It is a game that hasn't really changed too much recently, or actually almost ever, besides like a reskin. But I also don't think it's necessary. It's just a very good core design, and yeah, it's the best. It is the best. That is really the conclusion of it. It is the best. Next up, I think I'm just gonna start with the games that I know for sure are gonna make this list, and then we're gonna probably fill in for different genres or different niches, I guess, of games, different types of games rather, to make sure it's a balanced roster. Also, different to the previous videos, I will now have a pool of games that should be in, but aren't going to be in the best roster, but they're going to be in the pool that they can in this hypothetical event, in this Smash Ultimate equivalent of the Minecraft event scene. They can swap games in and out for a regular event. I don't know how many it's going to be, probably not too many. Anyways, I think honestly one of the games that I'm going to put in right away that I think may come as a surprise is Factory Frenzy. I think, a game like that is very good to have in an event, and it is the best out of all of them. I mean, if I'm looking at build game obviously is its own little niche, but I think it's a niche that's worth including in a roster, and I think it's very fun. And I will say this now, I don't think we're going to have many team games. I mean, we're gonna have 3, including this swap pool, maybe 4. I guess it kind of applies to everything. But we're not gonna have any more of the build games, I can tell you that. So I'm gonna move those down now because we've already picked our pick from the build games. I don't know if we're gonna have a bingo game, but we'll see, I guess. I guess another one that should be a no-brainer really is Sands of Time. I know that this one has been included in both of my recent renditions of this video. I say recent, this one's from 2022, but yeah, Sands of Time has been included in my past versions of this video already, and I think it's for a good reason. I mean, it is just the best. I don't know, man, it's really good. So yeah. Also gonna include Blitz Hunt right now because first of all, obviously I'm biased, but I think Blitz Hunt is very fun and worth to have in a roster. I think it's a very cool game. So there you go. Very, very nice. You love to see it. We'll maybe come back to the party game section because I think either Multi-Spleef. Actually, I'm gonna put Multi-Spleef in the swap pool for now. I think Multi-Spleef is a very good pick for this roster as well, but I don't know if it can fit in right now with the games that we have available at the top. So that's going to be that for now. So I think that might be it for party games. So party games moves down too. I don't think we're going to include any more from that. So sorry to the 2 PB games and the 2 Block Wars games that are remaining there, but not making the cut here. Okay, not making the cut for sure. I'm honestly debating on if it's even necessary to have a racing game. I think you kind of have to, but if you include a racing game, it probably will just end up in the swap pool, because like, do you like really need, is it really necessary? Every event already has it. In the ultimate rendition of this event, is it really that necessary to have? I don't know, man. In my opinion, not really, but I guess we're gonna revisit it in a little bit. I guess another game that I think will make it for sure is Extraction. I mean, that is the best Block Wars PvP game, and probably the best round robin PvP game out there right now. So, and that's a format that works very well in just events in general. So I think that's very nice. Another game that I think should be included if we're talking about PvP is Temple Lockout. I'm not sure if it would be in the main pool. I guess it might have to, because there isn't much else to work with in terms of PvP. I think a Meltdown will make the roster too, but more in the swap pool to like go in and out. So I think that would make for a nice combination of games. Obviously testing different skills. You could argue that maybe there, for the sake of variety, you could include like a battle or an SG, but I don't really think that's necessary. Then we get to Sky Game. Now, because I made this swap pool, I think we will have a Sky Game. If I didn't have this swap pool, I wouldn't even pick a Sky Game. I don't think Sky Games are necessary to have in. I don't think they're that good. They're just fine, I guess. But ultimately, if we have to pick one, it will be Sky Battle, but it's going in the swap pool because I think it's good, but it's not like top tier. Okay. Also, we can move down some stuff now. Battle Royale, or sorry, Round Robin and Sky Game, it's for sure not picking from, and we already picked 2 Battle Royale ones, so I think those are also going down. So, actually, Teamwork Game might have to go up, because we might pick another one, but I doubt it. Maybe Grid Runners, but we'll see. Okay. Now, now it gets interesting. So we have 3 slots remaining for this top pool. Assuming that we have a relatively standard, if we have a properly developed event, we can have like 15 total games, which means that there's 4 spots remaining in the game swap pool as well. But we're gonna see, depending on how much how much a game seems like it's worth to put in, will be like how much does a game need to be included is going to be a major factor as to how many games are going to be in the swap pool. I think in terms of having a like, I guess, yeah, a racing game is going to have to be included. This roster up top doesn't have a movement game yet, but I don't know if Ace Race will make the cut right away. I guess it might have to, because I do think it's good, but my instinct's telling me swap pool, because I think a racing game similar to a Sky Game isn't as necessary as it may seem. I think it's good. Obviously, it's a good game, but I don't think it is like a requirement to be included in a roster. So currently in the swap pool, we may adjust it ever so slightly. I think Bingo also is a good fit for the swap pool. I just think Bingo is a fun genre of game, and Bingo But Fast is the better rendition, in which we will be moving Bingo down now as well. Obviously, a lot of MCCs included here, but because of the swap pool, I think we're more looking at like consistency, and MCC is the king at consistency, really, in terms of Minecraft events. We also already picked a racing game, so we can move that one down too. Yeah. So we have 3 slots remaining in both the top tier and the bottom tier. I think we're definitely going to be moving stuff around a little bit, because I don't know how many of the other games will be making it in. I think Rocket Spleef, regardless of recent changes, is still a top contender to be included. So I'm going to put Rocket Spleef. I think, maybe contrary to popular belief, Grid Runners I think should be in too, which is really funny because this swap pool is just MCC games and then 1 game from Mayhem, which is really funny. But I think, if I'm being completely honest, that makes sense. It just makes sense. Like, MCC is consistently very good, And that's why if you include a pool of, hey, these games can be swapped in and out whenever necessary to keep an event fresh, you are going to have stuff like this happen. You're going to have a bunch of MCC included. I do think Ace Race will have to move up because purely based on balancing the roster. I think if Ace Race is included in general, it'll probably make its way up to the best event pool. And then in terms of like pure skill movement, do we really need a game included there? Is that really necessary? I don't know, man. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced if we really need one of those. I'm sure people are going to be absolutely fuming if I don't include like a hyperdrive or even a parkour warrior. But meh. I think, the issue is like, I would say Trailblazers would be a good contender for this pool. I think it is currently a little bit underdeveloped at its current state, to the point where like it's hard to argue for it to be included, as much as I think conceptually it would be a very good fit. Right now it does need a little bit more help to get to that next level. But I guess we can probably keep in mind potential updates in which I think Trailblazers can be included, because I think it will make the cut if that is applied, but I think Hyperdrive could fit too. The only issue with Hyperdrive really, which I don't think this hypothetical could fix, is the map, the maps doing the same thing every single time. It's just really difficult to ignore that. But it's not, again, I think I already mentioned this last time, not a PB fault. That is just a pure design flaw of just how games like that work. So unlucky, I guess. I'm gonna move Trailblazers out for now. I don't think we need a pure movement skill game yet, but we can reconsider. I think Chalice Chase should be included too. Do I think it should be included in the main roster though? I'm not sure. I think it would fit in terms of design, like in terms of what type of movement it covers. I think it does fit, and I think that would be very nice. In which case, maybe like a multi-spleef or like another party-esque game, in which I think party's going to move up now. I think could fit in this roster too. We'd need one more to finish off this best event pool, and we have enough games, I think, in the swap pool where we don't really need to add more. This actually is already 7, so we can probably move some stuff up. Let's look at what genres we're covering first. So we got PvP, PvP. Hello? Okay. We got movement and movement. We got like a miscellaneous game, and we got 2 team-based games. So we could have another miscellaneous game to like round out the set, I guess, or set list we're working with here. In which I don't really know what we want to include here. We could do multi-spleef. We probably will do multi-spleef looking at it now. I think it's going to be multi-spleef. It is going to be multi-spleef. I'm sorry, I had to think about that a couple times. It's definitely going to be multi-spleef. But I think there is definitely room for another miscellaneous game in this pool, maybe, because in the backup roster here we have PvP, PvP. Bingo is more like a team-ish game. So we have like a miscellaneous movement. We have the whatever, just miscellaneous regular game. So I guess a movement game again wouldn't be a bad thing, because we already have 2. We have 4 PvP games total in this roster, although 2 of them are exclusively ranged, which I think is good. But I know some people will probably take issue with that. So we should probably have a movement game included, and I know this movement pure skill is just absolutely stacked. But considering we have Rocket Spleef, I don't think we necessarily need an Elytra game, so I don't think I need to include Hyperdrive here, in which I'll probably have to pick either a Parkour Warrior or Trailblazers. And I think for the sake of testing different skills, I guess maybe To Get Your Side could be To Get Your Side is a tricky one, because I don't like the game, but it has potential if you have the good maps and remove punching. Maybe it could be really good. We can't include Parkour Tag because we already have Chalice Chase. I also don't think actually, maybe it could make the cut. Hole in the Wall would be really fun, but it's not really a movement game, and I think we kind of need to for the sake of balancing here. So I'll include it maybe as like a bonus in the swap pool, because I like Hole in the Wall. Just because I just like the Hole in the Wall, and I'll put Trailblazers as the movement you know, the pure movement game, I guess, to test here. All right, well, this is the roster we came up with, and funnily enough, we have 2 games from every event that we've covered here. I don't think necessarily they're the 2 best games of each event, but they're definitely 2 of the best games of each of these events. For MCC, we have, if we exclude Dodgeball's included too, so I guess MCC has 2.5 games. But MCC has Ace Race and Sands of Time, so they're covering movement and team game. Block Wars has Blitz Hunt and Extraction, so we're covering miscellaneous game and PvP game. So MCC and Block Wars covering, you know, one of each genre, which is very nice. Then we have Pandoras Box has Chalice Chase and Temple Lockout, so the movement game and the PvP game. And then we have Minecraft Mayhem with Factory Frenzy covering the building teamwork-esque game and multi-spleef for miscellaneous game. So very nice. We have a balanced roster. We can at least guarantee that this won't be the same as whatever we did in these videos, because these, obviously, the Mayhem games weren't included there. But yeah, and then in terms of the swap pool, it is almost exclusively MCC. And 2 Block Wars games, coincidentally, so very interesting. It showcases that consistency is very important, and even if you don't have too many super standout games, you could still show up. Although I do think MCC has a lot of standout games in terms of the overall Minecraft event scene. You know, I think it is sometimes overlooked how consistent MCC is, because clearly high quality. You know, it does affect how much an event is enjoyable and how it's perceived. Because if we're looking at this roster here, it is quite stacked. It is quite stacked. Bingo, Gridrunners, Hole in the Wall, Meltdown, Rock Sweep, Rush, Sky Battle is a powerhouse of a 6 squad here, and Party and Trailblazers are nothing to scoff at. You know, they're pretty solid candidates too. I think they're both just games that need a slight bit of tweaking to be in that like proper high tier of game. And then we have a lot of games that are left behind here, I guess, which is most of the pure movement skill games, which makes sense. I think they're the games that are mostly seen as a requirement for events to have, rather than something that people necessarily really want in an event. I think movement miscellaneous games are very good. I think we included like 3 or 4 of them. They're like Chalice Chase is in. And then we have Hole in the Wall and Rocket Spleef was included as well, I think. So pretty solid entry there. Very nice. Teamwork games, I think we included like 2 or 3 at the end of this. Yes, like 2 or 3. If we include build game as well. We have a bingo rep, we have a build game rep. Sky Games got 1, Round Robin's got 1. So there's 1 from each section at least, which is good. And then some have multiple entries, because maybe these are just the games that are more enjoyable. I guess it's a learning experience. I'll try my best to link this tier list in the comment section below for any of you to potentially make this tier list as well if you do so desire. I will say one thing that is very important to note is that playing games is very different compared to watching games, and I always want to mention this because it is a big disclaimer as to how I rank something like PB, because I think PB is a fantastic watching experience, and it can be a fantastic playing experience unless you get like not a great performance as a team. So that is something to note, because I know some people will probably look at my picks in terms of what games should be included and expect me to be negatively biased, and I avoid doing that, but that is just my perception of how I enjoy an event. It's the context and everything surrounding that. Anyways, enough yapping. Let's compare to the other 2 rosters of games I made. So this was PB was included here. Interesting. This was the roster I made in 2022. The movement games were Ace Race and Chalice Chase. We now have Ace Race and Chalice Chase, so these 2 are still consistent. These seem to be the top 2 contenders. Then next up I had Sky Battle and Extraction. Both of those are included too, except Sky Battle has been knocked down a tier because I think Sky Battle at the time was deemed the best Minecraft event PvP game. In the, I think this is the miscellaneous tier, the green tier, we have Rocket Split Rush and Ender Pearl Golf, which is a nod to, what's it called? Twitch Rivals. Rocket Split Rush is still included. It is, however, in the swap pool here right now. I do think it has its place to be in the top tier here, but I think it's in its current state, it's more of a backup, I would say, if we're talking about the best of the best, okay, across the entire scene. Then for building game, I had construction. This was at the time the best contender, but I do think that Factory Frenzy is the significantly better pick here. And then SOT is the dungeon crawler game that I picked, which obviously still applies. I mean, SOT is fantastic, so seems to be like 50% accurate here-ish, roughly. I mean, 5 of these picks are still no, 6. 6 of these picks are still included. No, yes. 6 of these picks are still included. 2 of them are backups in our roster here, so very notable. But seems to be the case that some games clearly are consistent enough to stick around. Anyways, then on this video, the list ended up being this, I guess, at the end. Which is a very interesting take on my end, but it seems to be mostly consistent. The only games that are swapped in/out is that Rocket Spleef, Bingo, and SG, all from MCC, are not in the ultimate roster. Rocket Spleef and Bingo are now in the backup, and then SG is not even included. I don't think it has a place in the ultimate roster. And then games that are not included here that are the games that were not included here that are now included in the roster is PB's Chalice Chase, which I think is an interesting take from me at the time to not include it. I expect the reasoning to be that I didn't have a great time in Chalice Chase, which does affect how a game is perceived, obviously. However, I think in terms of pure game design, it is a very good concept, and I think it has its place in the best Minecraft event roster. So anyways, this is my list for now. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know if you agree with some of my picks or don't. Let me know if I'm an absolute stupid idiot for not including a certain game, or vice versa, stupid idiot for including a certain game, or even more vice versa, an absolute genius for including a game, or vice versa, a genius for not including a game. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye.